Welcome to OWTV News, your local news source for on-campus and off-campus events. I'm Melissa Marinovich.
And I'm Jonathan Negron.
With the heroin epidemic spreading across Long Island, many communities have begun implementing programs to fight back. The William Floyd School District in Suffolk County, New York, has presented the idea of having a drug treatment clinic in its public high school. After the announcement, the community was divided over the idea. Some saying it will be a much-needed tool in fighting drug abuse, while others worry about the privacy of students.
Jekyll Hyde is here, playing our very own McGuire Theater from November 4th through February 20th. Tickets are $45, but if you're a student, it is reduced to $35. They are offering student preference tickets based on available seating. Students have the opportunity to purchase tickets at $10 1 hour prior to the show.
At a news conference at Hofstra University, health officials from both Suffolk and Nassau counties urged pharmacies to stop selling cigarettes. It is the right thing to do. Pharmacies are an arm of health care system, says Dr. Carney, Nassau's health commissioner. 52% of pharmacies statewide sell cigarettes. Only 15% of independent pharmacies in the state sell tobacco products, while 99% of big chain pharmacies sell them.
Colton Harris Moore, better known as the Barefoot Bandit, pleaded not guilty to 5 federal charges in a Seattle courtroom. 19-year-old Harris Moore has been accused of a crime spree which involves stealing cars, boats, small aircrafts, and burglarized at least 100 private homes. His Barefoot Bandit nickname comes from one crime scene where he left a chalk outline of his bare foot.
Today, students at Old Westbury were interviewed about their thoughts of the lack of availability on classes.
There has been a noticeable drop in class availability compared to other years. This decrease has been caused by budget cuts and has had a negative effect on many students.
For many students here at SUNY Old Westbury, budget cuts mean that the college cannot offer all the classes they need to earn a diploma on time.
In some instances, courses are not offered every semester or are not easy to schedule because of the rapid rate at which they fill up due to the limited amount of classes.
Let's go to Amanda Bowman for more details on this issue.
Today we're here at SUNY Old Westbury asking students what they think about the lack of classes for the fall semester. This is what some of them had to say.
I applied for art tutorials class, which is necessary for my major, and I wasn't allowed in.
When I registered, I chose 4 classes, but 3 of them are closed. So I have to pick up senior classes, which are a little bit difficult for me.
Most of the classes were overload. If not, most of the professors had signed in more students than the room's capacity because they were bringing in so many students this semester that they had no choice but to do overloads for most classes.
We spoke to Dr. Laura Anker about how the lack of classes will affect the students.
I think that fewer classes makes it more difficult for students to get the classes they want to take, complete their majors. It's clearly a problem for students.
Dr. Anker said the main problem is the budget cuts, and we talked to students and faculty to get their opinion on how to resolve the problem with the lack of classes.
I think that we have to look at the issue of fewer sections within the context of funding for the state university.
Hopefully they will restaff a little bit more and more different variety of subject classes will be available.
I think students maybe should try to organize and create some sort of pressure groups to try to improve their education. There are many other things where you can cut in the budget, but why education?
Reporting from SUNY Old Westbury, I'm Amanda Bowman. Back to the studio.
The popular college drink, Four Loko, is banned from the New York State as of December 10th. The color attraction can make underage drinkers want to buy the product because of its high volume of alcohol, which is 12%. Drinking one of these is the equivalent of 4 beers. Also known as crack in a can, it has been causing college students to black out and in some cases are putting students in the hospital.
T-Mobile is being fined $2,500 for constructing a cell phone tower without proper permits. The 150-foot tower was constructed in Huntington but is being torn down. T-Mobile claimed they got a permission from the Water District, but that wasn't enough. The town requires a permit from the Town Zoning Board of Appeals.
Education, not corporation. Education.
On October 7, 2010, The Forum, an American Studies debate club on campus, held a protest against Governor Patterson's plans to privatize the SUNY system.
My name name is Brianne Barry. I'm actually the treasurer of the Forum, which is a debate club here on campus. Here we are protesting FIA, the Public Higher Education Empowerment and Improvement Act. It'll actually result in the privatization of the entire SUNY system and destroy affordable options that students have here in this state.
The FIA Act, also known as the Public Higher Education Empowerment and Innovation Act, was announced by Governor David Paterson as a part of his 2010-2011 executive budget.
My name is Kerry Thomas. I'm the president of the American Studies Forum and the History and Philosophy Senator. This protest is so important today because as students we need to have a voice. This is our school. We have a right to education.
I want the money that I put towards my tuition to go towards my education. I'm a student and not a bank.
It's a struggle for students to afford education. It's a struggle personally for me. And if you're going to increase the tuition, you're going to make it a lot harder and sometimes impossible for certain individuals to get the education they deserve.
We've had public education K through 12, and it's been the great equalizer. It's an issue of social and economic justice that we have that education. In today's world, it's not enough to have a 12th grade education. We need 4 years of college in order to get a good job. So the state should give us the funding. They should allocate for education. Privatization is not the answer because we have a public institution that allows us from lower income backgrounds to access quality and affordable education.
If the money was actually going towards us, then we really wouldn't have anything to fight about, because we know that it's actually going towards bettering our education, making us smarter so that we can actually put ourselves in a position to have better opportunities in life. If it was going towards us, we wouldn't have a problem. But the fact is that research shows that it's actually not going towards us. So that's why we have to stand up. That's why we have to fight.
This is the beginning of a national movement. Today, October 7th, is a national day to save public higher education. And we're not going to be quiet about it because it's just the beginning.
Do you ever think that going grocery shopping could be harmful to you? Well, it depends where you shop. If you're a King Cullen shopper, you're in the clear. Manufacturer tests reveal that reusable bags sold at King Cullen stores are safe, while other chains have their bags removed due to the concerns of lead content.
Today we'll be discussing the visitation rules enforced on students who live on campus.
It seems as if over the years the visitation rights continue to take drastic changes.
We took some time to speak to the students directly to get their input on this issue.
Directly from the SUNY Westbury campus, Vienna has more on this issue.
I'm here at the college at SUNY Westbury, where they hold a strict limit on visitations. We took some time to speak to the students about how they felt and what the limits are. Here's what they had to say.
Some of the limitations are, a lot of people who don't live on campus have to leave their ID card with the police at the front of the gate. They have to leave before 2 o'clock.
I know most people at dorm can't have visitors after 10. They have to get it approved by Res Life if they want to have anybody stay late night, when I think it should just be between roommates.
We spoke to resident assistant Kola on the rules that students dislike the most.
The 10 o'clock visitors can't come on campus. I think students don't like that the most because if their friends or boyfriend or girlfriend wants to come on after work and they just want to spend time with their significant other or friends and they can't come on no more.
I think that if you're a student at Westbury, you shouldn't have to show identification if you're going to another dorm.
The desk attendant thing, kind of, put a pause on that. It's not necessary for every day. The weekends, I could understand. But every single day is not really necessary. They're going a little hard with that.
I think that they need to talk more with their resident advisors, not only that, but with President Butts or their class representative. That's what the student activities and the class reps are there for, so it needs to be a lot more communication.
Because right now it just feels extremely restricted, especially compared to the schools that are around us.
Until students decide to take action, University Police will continue to be a part of their college experience. I'm Vianette Delgado reporting from SUNY Westbury. Back to you in the studio.
Once rivals, MySpace and Facebook seem to getting along. MySpace has agreed to put a link on their page which allows users to access Facebook directly. This will allow users to sync their MySpace status to their Facebook status. MySpace will now have an opportunity to like other friends' statuses. Although they are making changes, MySpace has lost $156 million in revenue due to the lack of advertising investors.
Governor Andrew Cuomo announced that he has reached a settlement with ExxonMobil. In 2007, 17 gallons of oil spilled into a creek. After 3 years of the lawsuit, it is determined that ExxonMobil will need to pay $25 million. $19 million will go to redemption fund for neighbors that were affected.
With the defeat of Prop 19, the legalization of cannabis, also known as marijuana, has been a popular topic for debate in the country.
Here at SUNY Westbury, students appear to stand divided on the issue of whether or not marijuana should be legalized.
I think it's fine because from an ethical point of view, I don't find it to be morally wrong.
I mean, unless it's used for medical purposes, then no, it shouldn't be legalized.
They use it for health and stuff like that in hospitals, so why can't people use it on the regular? It makes them feel better.
Because it tampers with your mind and your rationality.
Yeah, there are definitely health benefits, but I think people who try to use it for health benefits, like use it as an excuse for recreation.
As we spoke with a local expert, we asked him the question, do you think that marijuana should be legalized?
I don't. It's correlated with a lack of achievement, and it does serve as a gateway drug. If you look at people who do other drugs, hard drugs, heroin, cocaine, ecstasy, almost all of them started with marijuana.
We had an opportunity to sit down with students here at SUNY Westbury to get their opinions on marijuana use. Does it have any personal benefits to the public? And should it be legalized?
A lot less Black and Spanish men will be in prison.
I don't even see it as a drug, personally.
Marijuana, I don't think I've ever heard anyone die.
It's beneficial for some medical purposes, yes, I believe.
They could tax marijuana and it will lower the deficit.
As you can see, the jury still stands on whether or not marijuana use should be legalized. Here at SUNY Westbury, Saudé Dyer.
Thank you for watching OWTV News. I'm Melissa Marinovich.
And I'm Jonathan Negron. You stay classy at Westbury.